All right, thank you. So the 80-20 rule of audience data. Great lead in. Data can be the bad guy. Sometimes we are the bad guy. As was mentioned, my name is Felleson. I work at DataAxle. I work on the agency side, helping our clients really understand data, what to do with data, whether it's their data or data they get from us, really focused on understanding their customers and improving their marketing campaigns. If you're not familiar with DataAxle, you probably know us as one of a couple different names. We do like to rename ourselves somewhat frequently. We've been around for 50 years. On the data side, you probably know us as Info USA, if you're old enough, or Info Group. On the agency side, you probably know us as our former ESP, Yes Mail, Yes Lifecycle Marketing, or Yes Marketing. Like I said, we've been around for about 50 years. And recently, in the last couple of years, rebranded to bring our data side and our agency side together. So what we're going to talk about today is really data. And data can be very overwhelming. You know, we're kind of in the post-big data. Everybody went out, got as much data as possible. And now they're kind of like, I don't know what to do with it. And it's in 20 different places with 20 different, source of truths, and no way to talk about the data between the different sources, which leads to being very overwhelmed and not knowing how to get all that data together. So lots of people have first-party data. Then they start layering in third-party data, often from people like DataAxle. Then they start layering in consumer-generated content or second-party data, reviews, feedback, surveys. And last, they start adding in marketing performance data. So how did people respond to emails, paid media, to really try and understand how to optimize? So then on top of that, people come to us and want more data. So from business data to consumer data, to specialty data, that's enough to basically make anyone's head spin. So many of our clients rely on us to help them with both the foundational pillars of success, understanding their customer across all of these data sets, because thankfully for us, we did build a way to connect all of these data sets together, defining the best segmentation and personalization options based upon who their customers are and what they're trying to achieve. And then really helping our clients remember just because you have the data doesn't actually mean you need to use it. Should you bring it all together? Is it worth the effort? Is it worth the cost of adding additional data elements? What is it driving for you? And this is where currently we're seeing a lot of our clients come to us with the request of, we have data in 4, 6, 8 different platforms, all with unique identifiers that are not the same. But we understand even more so today than any other time, professional and personal lives are connecting. Online, offline, in-home, out-of-home, multi-screen, all make everything more complicated. And people's attention span is even shorter than it's ever been. So how do I get all of this great data that the company has invested in to actually mean something to me? So we're going to give you a couple examples of how some of our clients have used data, both first party, third party, and integrating in their marketing technology stack to really kind of change how they're doing some of their marketing. So first we're going to start with personalized focus on why somebody takes an action. So we have a smart thermostat manufacturer who said, I really want to get people to enroll in this offer that we have. And for the last couple of years, they said everybody's going to enroll because we're going to give them a rebate or a reward. Everybody wants a rebate and reward. But they didn't get the response they were hoping for. And there's a large segment of their group that was not responding to that. So we looked at the people who were responding, the people who weren't responding, and the people who were even eligible to respond, and identified there's a group in there that doesn't care about the reward. Not important to them. they view themselves as a little bit more altruistic. They say, I want to save the planet. I want to make sure the power stays on for my neighbors as well as myself in this hot summer heat. And so we were able to dig through all of our various data and identify data points around solar energy, alternative energy like wind, electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, organic shoppers. And one interesting one that we really found was digging into our nonprofit donor data to identify people who are giving to environmental causes as a way to further identify people who might respond to a different message. So we segmented these two groups apart. We sent different messaging based upon what we believed would actually drive their engagement and enrollment. And when we did this, we drove a 75% higher click-through rate and a 20% higher sign-up rate. So by leveraging all of this various different data, some of which the client didn't even know they could get access to, we were able to help them achieve closer to their results that they were looking for. Second, we have Costco. Most people know Costco. Most people think Costco is just for large families, families with kids, multi-generational families, families with large homes to store that refrigerator-sized box of toilet paper that everyone went out and bought. But they said, that's not really who we are. We're for everyone. You can get different products and services that are not for large families or fit everyone. And so we did some work with them to better segment their audience and their prospective audience based upon the household makeup and household size in terms of sheer square footage, to then look at their first-party data and understand what products and services, what value props were people really looking for based upon their household makeup. So we segmented, I have kids in home and no kids in home as an example. And we changed the products, services, and value props that we talked about based upon what their household is most likely to take advantage of. This resulted in a 25% higher click-through rate and a 5% higher sign-up rate when we aligned the household information with Costco's first-party data to really identify and personalize what would be relevant to them. So last, sometimes you have the data, you have the insight, you just don't have the technology to implement it. So See's Candy, one of our longtime clients, did some great analysis with us to identify there is a small group of See's enthusiasts, the 20% who drive their 80% of their business, who never want to run out of See's Candy. And they said, this is what we want to do. So the data scientists came to the marketing team and said, let's do this. And then they realized their e-commerce platform, their ESP, and their CRM didn't all work together and didn't have the capabilities they needed in order to do something like this. This, along with other reasons, they started looking for a new marketing tech stack. They ended up at Salesforce Marketing Cloud. That's where they're at now. And part of it was using this data and these insights of what they wanted to do to drive the business forward as a requirement in selecting the right solution for them. So when they implemented this with this new marketing, they found that this core group of See's enthusiasts drove a 2 times higher conversion rate when we talked about replenishing your selection, including what you like most, things to consider, and the right timing based upon their continuous purchase cycle to refill and restock. It drove a 2% higher conversion rate than their standard typical marketing emails. So what's the takeaway here? Data. It's not always a super exciting topic to the vast majority of people. DataAxle, we're a little different. We like to geek out on it. But what we're really seeing from our clients is most people have a good, solid foundation built. They have data. They're happy with the data they have. They're happy with what the data will provide. But the ones that are really trying to transform and change and expand their business are really the rebels. The ones who are saying, well, that's nice, That's good, but it's not good enough. What else can I do? What other data could I look at that maybe tells me something I don't know? Maybe it's some data that I don't even know if it's out there, but hey, I'm going to throw it out there and see if DataAxle can go find it. And so they're pushing the boundaries of data, forcing data integration across various platforms at the company, pushing their marketing technology stack to do more and do better, and really driving forward that vision internally and with their vendors to get to the vision they have of knowing their customer better, being more relevant, and driving the business results that they're looking for. So the question that we always ask our clients is, are you looking for someone to help you push the envelope? We are going to challenge you when you say, I know everything. You probably don't. I'll probably go find something. And it's usually amazing. People are always astounded by what we find because we look at all the data. We don't make you look at all the data. We look at all the data and figure out what are those key insights you don't know about yet? What are different ways you can use that data? How can we stitch all of this disparate data together and get the stakeholders to agree to do so? And how can that drive the business forward? So that's it, short and sweet. Hopefully provided some insights and nuggets. I'm here with my colleague Melissa, who's somewhere. Melissa in the back left. And so stop by, talk to us. We'll be here through Saturday. Data integration. Always happy to talk data.
All right, Nessa, thank you. It's great.